guys, it's me Maxxy Rainbow and I'm back for another video. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about who I believe is going to be qualifying from semi-final 1 of Eurovision 2019. I already did a video talking about my top 10 entries for this year in Eurovision. So if you want to see my personal favorites for this year, you can click right there and watch that. However, in today's video, I'm actually going to be doing a prediction. So this is not necessarily my personal favorites. These are not necessarily my personal people who I would want to qualify, but they are who I believe will be qualifying and who I believe will not be qualifying. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. So I'm going to be breaking this up into 3 different categories to kind of help us get through it. First, I'm going to be talking about who I think are definitely going to qualify. Then I'm going to be talking about who I think are definitely not going to qualify. And then we're going to go through the entries that I'm not really sure, and I'll try to figure out, where I think that they're going to place and all of that sort of thing. So first, let me just lay out the countries that are going to be competing in semifinal 1. So we have Cyprus, Montenegro, Finland, Poland, Slovenia, Czech Republic, Hungary, Belarus, Serbia, Belgium, Georgia, Australia, Iceland, Estonia, Portugal, Greece, and San Marino. So who do I think are definitely going to be qualifying? Well, firstly, I think that Cyprus is for sure qualifying. I think that they are one of the best entries this year, and a lot of people have their eyes on it to do really, really well in the contest. So I just do not see Cyprus not qualifying. Obviously, everything can change once we see the live. For all we know, Cyprus is going to suck, but just based on studio versions, I think that Cyprus definitely is going to qualify. I also think that Iceland is for sure qualifying. I think that an entry like this being so different, so outside of the box, is going to stand out in this semifinal. And, I really do not see this not qualifying. I think that that will be the biggest shock, one of the biggest shocks in Eurovision history. I think that this definitely has winner potential, not just my personal opinion, not just because, it's my personal winner, but I just think that this being such a unique entry, it has so much love surrounding it. I think that there are so many people that have it just as their first, that this is their favorite entry of this year. And I talk a lot about it in my favorite entries, but I just feel like an entry like this, I cannot see not qualifying. I also have Portugal down. I think that this entry, again, it's one that is going to grab people's attention. There's a lot of love surrounding it, and I definitely trust the staging and the aesthetics and the visuals and everything. We have the confidence in his live vocals and all of that, and I definitely don't see this not qualifying either. I think that it's one of Portugal's most hyped up entries since they won. I definitely think that they will be qualifying. Then we also have Greece. I think that Greece is gonna have to really fuck up the staging for this not to qualify. I think that this is really radio friendly. It's a safe entry in that there are going to be a lot of people that love this and vote for it. The juries are going to like it because it's a radio-friendly song. So I definitely see this doing well. If her vocals are good and the live staging is good, I expect that this is definitely going to qualify. No problem. I think that Greece is also one of those countries, they have a really good qualification record, not so much in recent years, but people like to support Greece. They also have nice neighboring countries that help with voting as well, but I definitely think that Greece is probably going to qualify. I also think that Hungary will most likely qualify. The reason I say that is because, one, it's a returning artist, so he's gonna have a lot of fans already, and his song is just really good. I think it's a really solid song. He's gonna definitely be able to perform it. I mean, we've seen him in Eurovision. He knows what he's doing. I think they're gonna stage it well. I mean, it's Hungary. Hungary usually qualifies. Hungary usually does really, really well. I have no expectation otherwise. And again, like I said, I think him being a returning artist, him being a really loved returning artist is going to really, really help him in this as well. I mean, I feel like we saw it with Alexander Rybak. He probably didn't deserve the spot that he got, but everybody loves Alexander. Also, I think that Australia is definitely going to qualify. I know that that's an unpopular opinion, and I wasn't sure where I wanted to place it, but I really do think that Australia is going to qualify. I think that, first of all, they have a 100% qualification record. They're the only country competing this year that has a 100% qualification record, other than Ukraine, but obviously Ukraine is gone. But if Ukraine was in the semifinal, they would definitely be qualifying for sure. But I think that Australia has a good chance because it's a very striking entry, and I think that a lot of people in the fandom don't like it because their fave didn't win. It was definitely the unexpected winner of Australia Decides. However, I think it really benefits from that unique factor that I talk about, especially with Iceland and Portugal as well, but it's a unique song. There's none like it in the semifinal, and I think that they're going to do great staging. I mean, it's Australia. Australia usually kills it. She's gonna have a great voice. And yeah, the staging is gonna be good. I just don't see Australia not qualifying. I think that'll be a pretty big shock as well if that happens. And then finally, Slovenia. I think that Slovenia is definitely going to qualify. The reason I say that is, one, they qualified last year with a song that I personally did not expect to qualify, though it was one of my favorites. It might have been in my top 10, I'm not really sure, but it was one of my favorites that year, and I didn't expect them to qualify then. If they qualified with that, I'm pretty sure that they'll qualify this year as well. I think it's a lot more hyped up of an entry, and I think it's really, really unique. I do see that this could possibly not qualify. It's weird because I feel like this could either not qualify, this could win. It's like in this weird place, but I really do see it qualifying. I think it's like such high quality. I don't know, you know, there's just some songs that you just are like, I couldn't see this not doing well. You know, it's not so different like maybe Iceland, where there's going to be a lot of people that are going to be turned off from it, but it's different enough that it's going to grab people's attention and make them want to vote for it regardless. So I definitely think that Slovenia is still going to qualify. All right, so next let's talk about who I think are definitely not going to qualify. All right, so the first country that I really do not think is going to qualify is Finland. I definitely do not see this qualifying. If this qualifies, I'll be shocked. You know, they really have to do something crazy with their staging. I just think Finland has a really bad track record. They did not qualify with Blackbird. They got nearly last place last year with Sara Aalto. Those songs were so much more hyped up by the fandom and so much more loved by the viewers even. And I just feel like, you know, there were, you know, we have Sara Aalto, who was like a bigger artist, and, you know, she had a fun, upbeat song that really grabbed your attention. Nothing about this song to me says unique factor. I don't think I've ever seen anybody say that this is like their winner or comes close. So I just do not see people voting for this whatsoever. Not just my own personal taste and because it is my last place, but I just really like, I just don't see it qualifying at all. I don't see it taking a place of any of these other entries. So next up, I do not think that Georgia is going to qualify. The reason I say this is not because I don't like it, because I actually do enjoy the song, though I don't think I would have it qualifying even if it was based on my own personal rankings. I just don't think that there's anything about this that is going to make people want to pick up the phone and vote. I mean, depending on how they stage it, it could be something very, very powerful and crazy, but I just think that there's a lot working against Otto. It has basically zero hype leading up to the contest. Like, everybody's like doubting that it can even do well. And so then that leading into the contest, I just don't really see them doing much with this entry. I don't know. I just really don't see it qualifying. You guys can let me know if you do. I just think, again, Georgia has like one of those track records that they can't necessarily slip by with a subpar song. They have to really kill it to make it to the final. So I don't see them getting through with this. Also, Montenegro. Oh gosh, yeah. Montenegro is not qualifying. I don't see it at all. I think that, you know, I like D-Mol. I think that they seem like, you know, lovely people, the group, great. But yeah, there's only so much that you can do with this. I have a feeling this is going to feel a little bit cheap on stage. The song is very like musical theater. Like, I just don't see people responding to this enough. It's not anything that's going to stand out. And, you know, I just feel like, and especially with them coming second in the running order, I think that by the end of the first semifinal, people are just going to forget about this song. Yeah, I just do not see people voting for Montenegro this year, unfortunately. And finally, I don't think that Estonia is going to be qualifying this year for Eurovision. The thing about Estonia is I feel like they either have a really great entry and it does really, really well, or they just don't make the final. I feel like in order for Estonia to make the final, they have to have a song that really stands out, that people really, really love. You know, I'm just thinking about, you know, the fact that, you know, Estonia in 2018 and 2015, they both got, I think, top 10 spots. And then, you know, 2016, 2017, they didn't even make the final. And 2016 and 2017 had a lot more hype around them. People loved Play and people loved Verona even more. And I just think if those entries could not qualify, then I really do not see Storm qualifying. It's a perfectly unoffensive song, and that might fare well for them because it is something that, you know, most people are going to listen to and not necessarily hate, but again, it's not special enough, I think, for people to want to vote for it. The singer is really handsome and all of that, but there's just like, there's not much going for it. So I really do not see this qualifying. Like I said, usually Estonia, if they qualify, it's with a really, really good entry and they usually get like a top 10 finish. This is not going to get a top 10 finish, so I feel like it's probably not even going to qualify. All right, so now let's talk about the entries that I'm not so sure whether or not they will qualify. All right, so first up, Serbia. I'm really not sure if Serbia is going to qualify. I don't think that they will. However, a lot of other people at least enjoy this a little bit more. You know, I don't see a lot going for it. I don't see a lot of people, you know, again, it doesn't have that standout factor that's really going to make people want to vote for it. But something about Serbia, something about it being Serbia tells me that there is the potential for them to qualify. I'm not sure. It's a pretty woman singing, you know, a good song that she has a good vocal, so it could qualify. I'm just not sure how to feel about it. For me, I want to say it's not going to qualify simply because it's not special enough or it doesn't stand out enough. But, you know, there's always those shock, you know, ones that sometimes they slip through. I think that this could, but I really don't think it will. So for right now, I'm going to put it as a non-qualifier. So next I want to talk about Poland. So I think that Poland was really, you know, everybody was like, this isn't going to qualify when it first came out, even though I did kind of enjoy it. And I do think that it would be one of my personal qualifiers. I think that a lot of people did not feel that way. However, after hearing them live at Eurovision in concert, I really do have the confidence that they are at least going to sound epic on stage. I mean, they have such a unique voice. Again, it's that unique factor. They're going to stand out. Nobody else is doing what they're doing. And also it's Poland, and there is, you know, to be fair, there is a Polish diaspora. They did win Junior Eurovision, and they do have more things working for them than, say, like Montenegro, you know? So for now, I do want to say that I think that Poland will qualify, being that I think that they're going to have an amazing live. I think Poland is probably going to be able to stage this really well. I mean, you don't have to do much. They can just stand there, and it's, like, really intriguing. And also added the ethnic kind of way styling. I just think I'm excited to see this on the stage, and I do think that they will qualify. All right, so next I want to talk about San Marino, because I'm really not sure with San Marino. I want to say I don't think that San Marino will qualify because it's San Marino and because it's not like an outstanding song. However, there's also the weird thing that everybody else is saying that they think that they really do have a chance and they're really hyping this up. And I just don't know how much it is because it's Serhat and because it's San Marino and people want to support San Marino, and how much it is because it's a good song, because I just don't find it like it's the best song in the world. I could see it qualifying. I kind of hope it qualifies, but I'm just not really sure. I think that with semifinal 1, it's a little bit easier than semifinal 2. There's a lot less songs that I'm like, sure, they're going to qualify. You know, there's still a couple spots open for who might qualify. So I think that San Marino could squeeze in there. It just really depends on, you know, the night. It depends on the performance. It depends on everything. San Marino's staging is generally not very good, but they did have a lot of money behind the music video. So who knows what they're going to do with the staging. They are closing the show, and I think that that's a really good benefit for them. And I think that that is upping their chances to qualify. So I want to say that they will qualify. All right, so next up I want to talk about Belgium. So Belgium is one of those weird ones where a lot of people really do not like it. You know, a live performance of Elliot came out and a lot of people are just like, oh, this is done. This is over. This is not going to work. I'm not really sure though. Elliot is luckily being managed or whatever. I'm not really sure how this goes, but he's like the team that was also behind Blanche and Loic. And the thing about Blanche was, you know, people really, you know, I mean, her song was a lot more hyped up than this one for sure, but you know, people were not confident with her after the live, but they pulled it together. They somehow just got it together and they ended up getting like, I think a top 5 finish. And I think that Belgium probably has a better chance to qualify because they have that team behind them, because even though people much preferred Belgium's song last year over their one this year, it seems, their staging was horrible. And so I think that the staging is going to be a big make or break it with this song, and I think that they have a good team behind them. So I do see it qualifying, because Belgium generally, you know, has a better chance at qualifying. And to be fair, I do think that this song has a unique factor about it that there's no other song like it in the semi. So I do see that it could possibly qualify, though personally I don't think it's as for sure, but yeah. All right, so next I want to talk about Belarus. So Belarus is a weird one. I don't think that they're going to qualify. They're not getting a lot of love from the overall fandom, but also I feel like Belarus can have a difficult time qualifying a lot of the time. Again, it's kind of one of those Estonia situations where they like qualify when they have really, really good entries, but otherwise they don't usually stand a chance. They have a perfectly fine song, but I think that most of the people that would be voting for Belarus will be mostly putting their votes towards Cyprus. You know, a female doing a dancey pop song, I think that most people are going to go for Tomta. She's a more experienced performer. You know, Zina is a very young girl, and I think that their performance is probably going to be not as polished as Tomta's is going to be. Yes, the song is really catchy, and it could qualify. It could, but I'm going to say that I don't think that it will. All right, and lastly, I want to talk about the Czech Republic. So this is an unfortunate one because they are, you know, one of my favorites. They're in my top 10, and I would really love for them to qualify, and I really want them to qualify. But do I think that they're going to qualify? I'm not sure. I don't really think so. Czech Republic, we gotta still remember, have one of the worst qualification records other than San Marino. In fact, San Marino qualified before the Czech Republic ever did. Guys, we need to remember that. I think that often when a country does really, really good the year before, it could go one of two ways. Firstly, they could be, you know, have really high expectations and then completely flop. Or they could just kind of ride and surf the wave of success that they had from the year before. That could happen, but I think that we're just forgetting that Czech Republic doesn't have many people, like neighbor countries, that will vote for them. I mean, they have a lot of neighbors, but they don't generally have a lot of countries that like often give them points. I think that, you know, they have to have a really good standout song to qualify, and just unfortunately, I don't think that this year does that for them. I really hope that they do because, like I said, it's one of my favorite songs this year, but I just have to be realistic. I don't really see the Czech Republic qualifying, but I really hope that they do. All right, so that is it for who I believe will qualify and who I will not qualify. So let me just run down the list of all 10 countries that I believe will be qualifying this year from semifinal 1 of Eurovision 2019. So we have Cyprus, Iceland, Portugal, Greece, Slovenia, Hungary, Australia, Poland, San Marino, and Belgium. So those are the 10 countries that I believe will be qualifying this year. Let me know in the comments down below who you think is going to qualify for Eurovision or who you want to qualify, you know, whatever you want to say. Don't forget to follow me on my Instagram and my Twitter at Maxxy so you can keep up with everything that I do. I'm really trying to post more and more content for you guys leading up to Eurovision, and of course afterwards I'm going to be posting a lot of stuff still. So also, if you like this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel as well so you don't miss out on any other video that I do. And yeah, guys, my name is Maxxy. I will see you all later. Goodbye. Mwah.